basically set myself a lifelong goal of being able to do everything that is possible to do with string.
Behind these clacking knitting needles, you likely don't picture a 20-year-old University of Victoria student.
Many times before in my life, and I always said, no, knitting's for old people, I'm not going to do it.
But the times, they are a-changing. Victoria's Beehive Wool Shop is celebrating 100 years in business. But like Aubrey Baldock, half the staff are under age 25.
I've taught a few of my friends to knit, actually. We've gotten together and had like knitting groups and stuff like that.
A resurgence of knitting among young people is showing up in handmade fashion and yarn in contemporary colors with hip names.
I think it used to be much more of a necessity type of craft where people were, doing it because they needed garments.
It's relaxing. It's kind of a foil to everybody's high-tech, hectic life. It's satisfying, low-tech, and you can do it while you're watching TV.
Cheryl DeWolf has combined that need for mental relaxation with a home business.
I was looking for something simple, and that sort of combined in one of those eureka moments with going to get a cup of coffee, and they were out of the cardboard sleeves. So it all came together.
She's launched Cuppa Joe Cozies, combining crafting, coffee culture, and West Coast environmentalism.
A lot of them are made from reclaimed wool, so from sweaters that have been unraveled and that sort of thing. So they are a recycled material, they are washable, so they're reusable.
There's an e-commerce angle too. The cozies are sold online. On a sunny Saanich afternoon, some Westies are lazing in the sun, and another knitter is hard at work. He doesn't fit the typical profile either.
When I first started knitting and I would go into a store to buy supplies, people were quite surprised because it was a man that was knitting, and that usually everybody in the store would kind of stop. And now when I go in to buy supplies and things, it's not such a big deal.
Don Adams has been knitting for about 10 years. Needlecraft runs in his family, on the masculine side.
My father, after the Second World War, crocheted, and my grandfather did needlepoint.
Use is the name of the game for Kiamu Townsend.
So I make things like socks, hats, I make bags, I like making rugs.
She's been a knitter almost all of her life and now works at Beehive, passing on the handicraft.
15 to 25, I'd say, is a really happening crowd. Everyone's really inspired.
They're willing to try things, new color combinations, do types together. They're not really bound by what knitting used to be.
After all, this is not your grandmother's knitting project.
Keith Wells, you're an inventive type. What do you think?